Hello and good evening students and welcome back to Global Online Platform. This is Chandni Swarnakar and today we are going to cover Tom Stoppard. And as you all know that we have started postmodern writers, right? You can get my lectures at 8 p.m. on a daily basis. Now before diving into the video, let me share that there's a great opportunity to prepare smartly for the April 2024 Maharashtra SET. Global Online is offering a comprehensive English literature course. You'll have access to video lectures that explain concepts using short and effective methods. The course also provides downloadable PDF notes for your convenience. Additionally, you'll get mock tests that simulate real exam conditions, boosting your final preparation. To learn more, reach out to the provided contact number. Now, if you want to, wait a minute. If you want to watch free videos, first download the Global Online app. Once you are in, head to the store section. There you'll find details of all the courses. Use the search bar to directly type in the course name and you'll see an overview along with fees for the duration. Click on the content section here, okay, and you will find unit-wise folders. In each unit you'll get theory lectures, evaluation, notes, mock tests and MCQs. No need for extra reading, okay. Now apart from that, if you decide to join the paid course, you'll also be added to a WhatsApp group. In that group, you'll receive PDF for each session along with the videos links. It's a great way to stay connected and get additional resources. So, happy learning with me specifically. Now, moving on to our writer, Tom Stoppard. Okay, so he was basically born in 1937 and still alive. Okay. Now, as we are covering Tom Stoppard, you need to understand that he is a British playwright and screenwriter. Okay, so he wrote several screenplays as well. So let me tell you, he was knighted for his contribution to theatre by Queen Elizabeth II. It was not Queen Elizabeth I, it was Queen Elizabeth II, and in 1997 he was knighted for his what? For his contribution to theatre. Now, I told you that he wrote screenplays. The screenplays for Brazil, Empire of the Sun, the Russia House, and Karenina. Do remember this information. Okay, Brazil. He wrote screenplays for Brazil, Empire of the Sun, the Russia House, and Karenina. Now, in 2008, the Delhi Telegraph actually ranked him number 11 in their list. Okay, of the 100 most powerful people in British culture. Just imagine somebody has been listed as a number in number 11 as among the 100 most powerful people in British culture. You can actually imagine. I cannot tell you anything about it. Now, let's cover the works of Tom Stoppard. Right, the first work is Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. So basically, it's very much related to Hamlet, William Shakespeare's Hamlet. You'll get to know very soon about it. Now, it was first staged at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe, okay, where it was staged at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe for the first time in 1966. So you need to note it down. Now, based on two characters of Hamlet, okay, of course written by Shakespeare, William Shakespeare, and the characters are Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, of course, and they are dead. The title is very much self-explanatory. Now, they were courtiers. Basically, the characters were courtiers, and the whole setting it has of Denmark. Okay, so don't get confused. Denmark is the setting. It's an absurdist play because throughout the play you'll get to know that the characters are feeling like what we are actually doing. It's an absurd thing. They'll feel, and you will also going to feel it. Okay, it's a tragicomedy because they'll die. Okay. Now, compared to it, so many times it's been compared to Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot because Vladimir Estragon was also waiting for Godot. Okay, and at the like it's an absurd play. Nothing was happening, nothing was changing, and everything was the same. So Rosencrantz and Guildenstern was also experiencing the same thing. So because of that, it's like a comparison between Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot and Tom Stoppard's Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Okay, it's a one-act play. What it is? It's a one-act play. Do remember. Now moving on. It's a play by Tom Stoppard that actually reimagines the fate of two minor characters. Like Shakespeare's, when you read Shakespeare's Hamlet, you'll get to know that Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are there, but they don't play a very major role in that play. Okay, now Hamlet's Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are Hamlet's friends, childhood friends. Okay, and but somewhere they were caught in political intrigue of the Danish court. Eventually, they didn't even realize that, but eventually they got caught. And the play explores existential themes because they were actually experiencing that as the duo grapple with their uncertain identities. They were not very certain what is happening, what will happen, what we are actually doing, the absurdity of life. Okay, anything can happen, and their role in a story they don't fully understand. Okay, I told you that they don't understand what they're actually doing. Sometimes in our life also we don't understand what we are actually doing, what we want to do. These things happens, right? You can also take it as a symbol. As events unfold, they face the inevitability of their tragic end, blending humor and philosophy in a thought-provoking narrative. Of course, you'll have thoughts. You'll think that okay, what's actually happening. Okay, and also it meets tragic end because they are dead. Okay, now you'll also laugh at some point of time, but it's a tragic comedy. Okay, now the second work is Jumpers. It was first performed in 1972 and explores philosophical and existential themes through a mix of absurdity and wit. You'll also find wit, somewhere absurdity, somewhere questions that you can ask or you want to ask, and human beings actually kept on asking. Now, what kind of questions they were asking? Jumpers raises questions such as, what do we know? Like, what do we know? Have you ever asked this question to yourself? What do you know? And where do values come from? Like, where do values come from? You must be following some values, right? Several values basically. So have you ever thought from where it's coming? So Jumpers is basically exploring philosophical questions, and Jumper is basically asking those questions. Now, the third work is Travesties. Travesties is a work of 1974 and it's a comedic play set in Zurich during World War the First. Okay, it was set in Zurich and during what? During World War the First. Now, the protagonist is Henry Carr. Now, Henry Carr basically recalls his experiences where he met several historical figures like James Joyce, Vladimir Lenin, and Tristan Zara basically. So you need to note it down that how many historical figures he met in the story. Okay, so Henry Carr met James Joyce, Vladimir Lenin, and Tristan Zara. Okay, he met three of them. And do remember the names. Now the play explores also the art, politics, and the nature of reality. And you also feel that intellectual discourses will be there. Okay. See here. Stoppard waves together elements of literature and history, creating a thought-provoking and witty commentary on the collision of creativity and political turmoil. Okay, so at that time when Tom Stoppard was living, he was writing from the point of view of political aspects. Okay, so he is also covering political turmoil, commenting on it, and you'll also feel history somewhere, literature is interconnecting. Okay, so you'll feel a lot of things here. Now moving on to work 4, Night and Day. It's a play. A play is post-colonial in nature, of course, post-colonial in nature, a satire on British news media. Of course, I think somebody needs to write a play or a work on today's media as well, because somewhere I think they forgot the real work. So back to the point, British news media and exploration of its discourse. Okay, so Stoppard employs yet another subtext in Night and Day by commenting on the very form of language through his remarks on journalism. Basically, in Night and Day, you will see that Tom Stoppard is talking about journalism. He talked about that how things are there at that time, and it was a kind of a satire on British news media, how they were doing things, how they are having the discourse, and okay, so these things are basically you'll find. Now the second work basically Next work is The Real Thing. It was first performed in 1982 and it has play within a play. What? A play within a play. You need to remember that. Now, focuses on the relationship between Henry and Annie. There are two characters and basically they were actors. And member of a group fighting to free Brodie, a Scottish soldier imprisoned by Pope, burning a memorial wreath during a protest. Basically, a Scottish soldier is there, Brodie, who was being imprisoned for burning a memorial wreath during a protest. During a protest, he actually burned a memorial wreath, and because of that, he was imprisoned. But the relationship between the story basically focuses on the relationship between Henry and Annie, an actress and member of group fighting to free him, to free Brodie. So the whole narrative you'll find that the plot line, and it's been described as one of Stoppard's most popular, enduring, and autobiographical plays. You need to remember that because somewhere it feels like it's not a very famous work, but still here it's been regarded as most popular, enduring, and autobiographical plays. It's a very prominent work. Okay, next work is Arcadia. Arcadia is 1993 work and explore a relationship between past and present, order and disorder. So sometimes like we feel confused, we feel stuck in past or some and we want to live in present. So here the exploration of the relationship between past and present, order and disorder, and certainty and uncertainty. Okay, so you'll feel that. Moving on. So there's a character, Thomasina Coverley. Thomasina Coverley basically, she's a daughter of the house, is a precocious teenager with ideas about mathematics, nature, physics. She was a very intelligent character, and there's an important figure. Okay, Lord Byron. Basically, the tutor of Thomasina Coverley is Septimus Hodge. And Septimus Hodge was a friend of Lord Byron. Do remember this information. And Thomasina Coverley used to go to him for guidance, for tuition. Okay. So Septimus Hodge was a friend of Lord Byron. To remember this information. Now the second work, basically the next work, The Invention of Love, 1997. Now it's actually portray the life of poet A. Houseman. I hope you know him. And it's basically specifically focused on his personal life, okay, and love for a college classmate. So like we meet a lot of people in colleges. Sometimes we get attracted towards them, or in schools maybe. So specifically we are talking about A. Houseman's love for a college classmate. Okay, Tom Stoppard basically talking about it. Now the next work is The Coast of Utopia. Do remember there's a mention of Utopia here, 2002, and it's a part of trilogy. So the whole trilogy includes Voyage, Shipwreck, Salvage. Okay, so there's three works. Now this play basically based on many historical figures. Okay, and some of the figures are main characters and some are minor ones. So Karl Marx is the minor ones, and other also like there are also other characters, basically figures, so minors. I have not mentioned that, but the major character I have mentioned, like Mikhail Bakunin, it's not Mikhail Bakhtin, don't get confused. Vishorian Valensky, Alexander Huzin, Nikolai Ogarev, Ivan Turgenev, okay, and Karl Marx and others. Okay, so do remember this information because don't memorize it, but do remember that there's a mention. Okay, there's a work by Tom Stoppard and their historical figures are there. Okay, and basically the writer has mentioned all of the historical figures of the period. Now the next work is ninth, Rock and Roll. It's a play. Do remember the only title. Then 10th, Leopoldstedt play. It's a play. I felt while actually reading it, it's very difficult to pronounce. Still, we are trying. The 11th work is The Real Inspector Hound. It's a short and one-act play. Okay, it's very short and one-act play, but still There is a play within a play thing is here. So characters are the main characters. Basically, play's character is Moon, Bodboot, Higgs, and Pokerage. Okay, so these 4 characters. But play within a play characters are Mrs. Drudge, yeah, Simone Gascoigne, Felicity Cunningham, Cynthia Muldoon, Major Magnus Muldoon, and Inspector Hound. These are the characters. And do remember that Inspector Hound is the character in play within a play, not in the play. Okay, and it revolves around theatre, critics, Moon, and Bird both. Okay, and they are actually attending a ward unit play, and where they while attending, just imagine you're watching a movie, and you involved in that movie. That actually happened to them. Okay, as they become increasingly involved in the unfolding drama, blurring the lines between reality and fiction, they got confused whether what is reality and what is fiction. It's mixed up. They find themselves entangled in a murder mystery. Now they entangled in what? In murder mystery. How interesting and how terrific, of course. And the arrival of the mysterious Inspector Hound. Okay, so play within a play. In play within a play, you'll find Inspector Hound further complicates matters, revealing unexpected twists and challenging the boundaries of perceptions and identities. You'll find Inspector Hound, and he will actually challenge the characters' perception, identities, and it also complicates the story, the whole story, okay? And it will also reveal the unexpected truths. The characters were not expecting it. Then super cleverly explores themes of illusion, reality, and the role of the audience in this comedic and surreal theatrical experience. You're going to see all of these things in this particular work, and I think it's a very interesting plot line. Moving on. We have completed today's lecture. We'll meet in the next lecture. Thank you very much and all the very best. And don't forget to comment if you have any suggestion for me. Okay, do that. Thank you.